Watch out for these red flags in financial advisors. Hi, my name is Stephanie Green. I am a certified financial planner here at Strategic Financial Group, and I want to share with you my biggest pet peeve in this industry. This is when my redheaded anger side comes out. It's incredibly frustrating for me. So one of the tactics in my industry in order to get people to move money or make decisions is fear. And I'm not talking about, hey, if you step into the road without looking both ways, a car can smash you kind of fear, but the sort of fear that is artificial and is just rooted in a lot of half-truths, which means it's all wrong, right? So I had an email today from somebody who said, hey, I talked to another financial advisor. They sent me a couple of reports. Can you look over them and tell me what you think? So in this scenario, there's a prospect where their portfolio, how they're currently invested, is very conservative. The report, the benchmark being used, was the S&P 500, very aggressive. So I would not expect a conservative portfolio to perform the same as the S&P 500 aggressive. I wouldn't expect an orange to taste the same as an apple, right? They're two separate, completely different things. But in this report, if you don't know what to look for, it looks like that how you're invested is not keeping up with the benchmark. Well, I must be invested wrong if I'm not making the same as the S&P. No. My expectations for a conservative portfolio, much different than an aggressive one, right? Another tactic that people like to use is, well, they'll just look at the snapshot, a certain portion of people's assets instead of their whole retirement picture. And they'll make judgment calls and they'll use things like, well, this is something that really needs to be addressed or this needs immediate. They'll use those big, I always call them inflammatory words to scare people. But if you look at just half of the person's retirement, you're missing all of it, right? If I were a doctor and I wanted to diagnose somebody, I would never look at just half of their body and say that's your diagnosis. Nope, you're missing it. You have to look at everything. So I get so frustrated when somebody is looking at their retirement and someone's saying, hey, you're missing XYZ and PYQ. Make a big change, scare, gets people to move. Hate it so much. I get, I want people to know, okay, in the context of everything, here's my recommendations. Here's the decisions that you have made. Here's changes I might recommend. Here's the good and the bad of those decisions. And what do you think? And then we pivot from there. I want people to know and make decisions about their retirement in the context of everything and not when they're scared. I do not want to scare people into making decisions. I think that is gross. And I can't do that. So again, it's always the power of the plan and the power of working with somebody who is going to come alongside you. And instead of scaring you into a decision, having a conversation with you, not playing on emotions and just saying, okay, what do you think about this? And making your decisions from there.